Oh. Hey, got the house to myself. Oh, I'm just gonna watch these movies. Oh. Oh, you really have to knock. Oh, well, you got me. You got me. Halloween was 2 months ago. Whew. But now that Thanksgiving is over, it's Christmas time. As you can see, my festive hat. My name is Ben. I am with Age of Print, and let me grab these packages that I dropped when you scared me. But I've got a couple items here to show you that I got on Black Friday. Maybe it's just with getting older. You know, I used to like going out Black Friday shopping, but this year, you know, if I could get the same price of the item I wanted online, I would rather get it online. So I got a few movies and I got the same price as going to the store. Yesterday was Cyber Monday, and I've noticed the sales, really Cyber Monday, the sales and the prices of things just weren't very good. I don't know, I don't remember last year getting anything on Cyber Monday either. I think that's sort of like a made up thing by the retail stores just to make some more money. But, you know, Black Friday, you know, back when I was a kid and wanted to go shopping, it was, the sales started on Friday, Black Friday. This year, you know, everything is Thanksgiving starts, 4 to 6 o'clock in the evening. And if you don't get there, you don't get the sales, the prices. So I managed to get some things online. Let's start here. This one is from Target. Let's see here. Which one is this? Okay. I have not seen this. I did not see it at the show, but I believe this was $8 or $7.99. So I couldn't pass it up. It's the new Spider-Man, Far From Home. I actually have not watched Homecoming yet either. It's up here on my wall. I need to watch both of them. My nephews are obsessed with Spider-Man, so I imagine I'll be watching this with them. So I was happy to get this one for that cheap. And then I got another one from Target. Let's see what this one is. Yeah. This is wrapped very well. There we go. Which one is this? Good. This one is the new Hellboy. I'd like to watch that again. I'm trying to get my nephew into Hellboy. He's 8, and I showed him the first one last week, and he just loves it. This one's a little bit gorier than the old ones, so maybe I'll show him Hellboy 2. This one might be R. It actually is a R. This one, if you have not seen it, you may have heard some bad things about it not being a good movie. And it's actually a very good movie. It was action-packed. I actually enjoyed it. I watched it at the show. I enjoyed it a lot. Saw it with my cousin Sean, who I'll be talking a little bit about here in a minute. Here's another one. Best Buy. There are packages you can just rip open. Good. Good. This one was Best Buy. I think this was $6.99. And I was waiting for this one to come down in price. The new Godzilla movie. It was, I think, $24.99. It's hard for me to spend that much on a movie. So I saw, you know what? It's a newer movie. All the new movies that come out to purchase, maybe 2 or 3 months before Black Friday, they're going to be on sale. You might as well wait. You know, I saved $18, $19 just on this one movie. You know, if you have not seen this one also, I love Godzilla movies. I have maybe 13, 14, 15 of them on Blu-ray. Obviously, there's a lot that's not on Blu-ray yet with Godzilla. But this one, really good. And next year, I believe, 2020, is Godzilla vs. King Kong. So I'm looking forward to that. Skull Island, I thought, was a really good King Kong movie with Samuel Jackson. try and watch that one, and then this one before the next one, if you can, if you're interested in that, in Godzilla. And then this one is probably a baseball card because it's small, from my 1975 top set, which I'm trying to put together. Let's see here. I think this is, yeah. For those of you who know baseball, it's 1975 Steve Carlton. That's in pretty good shape. Very good shape. Awesome. And then I also picked this up here. Was this from? This is eBay, I guess. This one should be a Venom. I ordered this one. This is the third time I've ordered this comic. The first two times, one of them was out of stock, and he gave me my money back right away. Then the second time I ordered this one, the guy said it was on pre-order and that he was going to be getting it the first week of November. So I said, fine. I paid for it in October, mid-October. So I said, I'll wait 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, still hadn't heard anything, so I emailed him twice in a week, once on a Monday, and then I think Wednesday or Thursday, I gave him time to respond. I just said, hey, where's my comic? And no response at all. So unfortunately, I had to get eBay involved and got my money back, but still. This one is a pretty cool cover. It's my Venom 17. It's the second printing, and it's got the Sleeper on it there in the green. That's the new Sleeper character. So that's pretty cool. I like that. But the third time I had to order it. Yeah, and I just wanted to talk about my cousin's podcast. He has a podcast called Midnight Brigade. And I listen to it on Google. I just type in Google, Midnight Podcast or Midnight Brigade Podcast, and you can listen to it through Google. And that's why I listen to it. And they just they redo a movie review every week, usually a horror movie. And it's my cousin Sean and one of my buddies Zach, and they are a little bit younger than me. I've never been one to really care about age. I don't care about getting older. I'm fine with it. Don't care. My birthday was Sunday, and I turned 44. It doesn't really matter to me. Now Zach and Sean are a little bit younger, probably late 20s. I think Sean may be 30. I'm not sure. Maybe 29. But they reviewed The Invisible Man, which is from 1933, classic movie, one of the classic Universal monsters. And I think Zach made a comment about how something about older horror movies and them not being as good, not being as scary, that they're slow. And then he went on to say that The Exorcist was not scary now. And I don't know quite what to say to that. Exorcist is one of the scariest movies ever made. If Zach can name a newer horror movie that's scarier than The Exorcist, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear what he says, because wow, I mean, that's a scary, scary movie. And no matter if you watch it today or back then, some movies, maybe need to be remade because the kids today won't recognize things like When a Stranger Calls. I remember that, and it had a home phone, and the bad guy would call her. It was a babysitter, I believe. And he would say, have you checked the children lately? And it was a 2-story house, and she would run up and back and down. And then she called the cops, and the cops, said, hey, the caller's actually coming from inside your home, because they located where he was calling from. And, that type of stuff, home phones, anything to do with older technology, kids aren't going to get today. And I understand that. So it needs to be remade so that they can understand a little bit better. The Exorcist is about an exorcism. I mean, there's no technology, it's not technology driven. That movie is just plain scary. And, you know, if Zach can name a newer horror movie that's scarier than that, I'd love to hear it. Love to hear it. And 2 podcasts ago, they did one of my favorites. I actually ordered it on Black Friday from Vinegar Syndrome. It's called Hell Comes to Frogtown. Funny movie with Roddy Piper in it. And he, you know, he's great. I just love watching his movies. But the one before, the podcast that they did right before The Invisible Man was I Know What You Did Last Summer. And, you know, which was an okay slasher movie, I think. It was okay. It wasn't great. You know, I liked some of the actresses in it. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Jennifer Love Hewitt is just a good actress. You know, I don't know if she's great, but she's good. You know, I grew up with her on Party of Five. I watch that show every so often, so it's okay. But my cousin Sean then said that he thought it was better than Scream. Scream, to me, was one of the best horror movies of that era. It was a thinking man's movie. They, you know, the twist ending, the catchy dialogue, you know, the rules. I forget what it was called. The rules of a horror movie or something like that. I mean, the dialogue in those movies were so great. And then the beginning, having a major star, Drew Barrymore, getting killed in the opening scene. You know, it just hadn't been done before. So I think that they need to watch Scream and compare it, because I Know What You Did Last Summer was good, and I remember number 2. I think it was on some sort of tropical island, and it was during the rainy season or something like that. And I remember that one, and it was okay too. But Scream, now the other Screams after Scream 1, you know, I remember them being somewhat entertaining, but I don't remember them being at the level of the first one. And once a first movie comes out, it's hard to get that greatness into a sequel. It just is. And I get that. But Scream 1, they need to look at that, because that was a really, really good movie. But if you want to check out the podcast, it is, once again, Midnight Brigade. And then I just Google it, Midnight Brigade Podcast, and it comes up, and I listen to it while I'm working. But yeah, Exorcist not being scary. Wow, not quite sure what to say to that. That's one of the greatest horror movies ever made, in my opinion. Just not quite sure what made him say it. Maybe it's just because he's so young. Maybe he's early 20 or late 20s, mid 20s. I'm not sure what their greatest horror movie is of this generation. You know, I grew up with Exorcist and Friday the 13th, Halloween, all those movies, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm not sure what their best is right now. Looking up at my collection, Conjurings are pretty good. I wouldn't put Annabelle in that league. I'm not quite sure. So I'd like to hear what he has to tell me, and if he mentions it in his podcast, I'll mention it in my next video. Because I've got some more movies coming, like I said, from Black Friday. So that's all I have for right now. If you have not seen these movies, try and catch them, especially Hellboy. If you like the first ones, this one is really good, action-packed. I mean, non-stop action. And then Godzilla is the same. Just non-stop action. And that's what I like. You know, I do like the non-stop action. Like Die Hard, the first one, great Christmas movie. And it is a Christmas movie, and it's always in the Christmas section, like at the stores, and I'm thinking, Die Hard's not really a Christmas movie, but he is there at that, what is it, the large building on Christmas, and his wife's having that Christmas party, and so I get it. You know, it is during the Christmas time. That's another really good one if you haven't seen it. It's an older movie, but Die Hard 1 is really, really good. So I will make another video next week with a couple movies. I think I've got a comic book coming that I'm kind of excited for, and I will hopefully have that by next week. So I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. And hopefully you got to spend some time with your family. I know I did. Got to spend time with my mom and my stepdad. And looking forward to the upcoming Christmas season. My wife hates this hat, my Bah Humbug hat. I actually got this hat, I believe, for like $1.25. And I got it, believe it or not, I believe I was, because I know where I was working. It was in the late 90s. So I've had this hat like 20 years. And it's still, I mean, it's really dingy. And it's very cheaply made. But it's still here after 20 years, which is just crazy. So I won't wear this all the time, though, because the wife won't let me. She gets quite upset. But can't go wrong with the Bah Humbug hat. So I will talk to you next week. I hope everyone has a great rest of the week. And hopefully everyone's getting into Christmas spirit. I know I'm almost done Christmas shopping. Just a few more and I'm done. And hopefully everyone else is too. So, once again, my name is Ben from Age of Print. I hope you have a great week. And I will talk to you later. Bye.